Hello to all. The sermon I'm about to read to you is taken from www.joyofsatan.org, which is written by High Priestess Maxine. I own nothing. Concerning Kundalini Yoga, Satan wanted me to write this article and to make sure that everyone is aware of this and to post it to the groups as well. I will get to the point. Nearly everyone knows about how the enemy works through infiltration to destroy and corrupt spiritual knowledge. The roots and foundations of true Satanism can be found in the Kundalini, serpent yoga. Unfortunately, many of the teachings have been infested with procedures and practices that are designed to make them good and sure anyone who follows them will not have any personal powers. A good example for this is the numerous practitioners of yoga who have been indoctrinated with lies, many namely in India, who own nothing, live in a shelter nothing more than a glorified doghouse, cover themselves with ashes from the head, only wear a grist rag, and live a death-like existence. Tourists who visit ashrams and temples for a few cents given to these pathetic beggars receive their blessings, which is their giving of their own life force and energies. These poor souls are filled with much spiritual power but have no idea on how to use it, due to the enemy teachings deliberately misguiding them. There aren't really any rules in obtaining personal power except for consistent meditations and doing the necessary work to advance oneself spiritually. Enemy corrupted crap is blatant. It is in most books out there nowadays on yoga. This garbage is sick and has nothing to do with obtaining the Godhead. Following these enemy corruptions will only make sure you have no powers and that you are not a threat to their agenda of using occult powers to enslave the world. The worst is self-mutilation and related practices, which are not only insane but potentially deadly. The only sin in Satanism is that of stupidity. Cutting the underside of the tongue so that the tongue can reach back up into the pineal gland. This is not only very dangerous but totally unnecessary. Fools who have done this can no longer speak normally, nor eat properly. Texts that elaborate on these mutilations relate that the mutilated one normally retires to live in a cave, cannot speak normally nor eat very much food at all. One can obviously choke to death. This is total insanity. Anyone who has meditated consistently and extensively upon her pineal gland knows that this is totally foolish and unnecessary. Swallowing a long cloth or rag. The above speaks for itself, like the cutting of the tongue. This is very unnatural and unnecessary, and can be deadly. This is how one is dissembled. Taking in water in the rectum up into a colon, or washing out the nostrils, or inserting objects into the nose, also known as neti. Celibacy, sexual abstinence. This is another one. Human beings are social by nature and have a need to be touched and loved sexually. Orgasm is necessary release. Sexual abstinence is extremely unhealthy. If one is unable to find a suitable partner, it is important that sexual energy in the form of a good orgasm be revealed as needed by oneself. This is personal and individual. Denying oneself sexual orgasm usually leads to not only serious psychological problems but physical problems as well, and contrary to those popular yogic teachings, celibacy actually impedes spiritual progress. Another one is diet. This is an individual choice. A vegetarian diet is not at all necessary in practicing yoga or in developing one's spiritual powers. This is pushed in nearly all texts on yoga and in many other writings. What you eat is your own personal choice. Of course, anyone who has a consistent diet of fast and junk food, this leads to ill health eventually. But as for overeating on occasions, eating spicy foods, meat, and so forth, this has absolutely nothing to do with any interfering on your personal progress. I speak from my own experience here. Ignoring the feet and lower chakras. The lower chakras are essential if you want to heal yourself, perform any magic, and have decent self-esteem. You must have powerful lower chakras. The reason most powerful and readily available yoga texts nowadays advise against developing the lower chakras is to see to it you have no personal powers. The feet are also very important, as this is where one pulls energy to use for rituals and in healing others and much more. Ignoring the siddhis. Any siddhis should be worked on and developed. This is what Kundalini yoga and spirituality are all about. The need for a human guru, spiritual teacher. Again, this is unnecessary. Much of this sort of thing is often a money-making gimmick, and in many cases they are blind leading the blind. Satan and his demons are our gurus. They are the real masters. Much of what we have readily available today is the way of spirituality has been hideously corrupted. The public has been deliberately lied to in order to make sure no one advances to where they are a threat to the enemy powers who know the truth and use occult powers to enslave the world. In closing, there will be much more knowledge forthcoming very soon. Kundalini, serpent yoga, properly done, is the path to the Godhead, and is the foundation of true Satanism. The cobra with its hood puffed out, as can be seen in many areas of the world in ancient engravings and such, symbolizes the expanded consciousness of enlightenment once the serpent energy is activated. This manifests as more and more awareness. Thank you for listening, and hail Satan.